In every age, the story of greatness has been told through men and women who dared to rise above mediocrity, who believed in something larger than themselves, and who pursued their vision with unwavering determination. Napoleon Hill, in his timeless work, revealed that success is not a matter of chance or luck, but of principles, discipline, and the right mental attitude. Two of the most foundational principles that he emphasized were definiteness of purpose and faith. Together, they form the core of human achievement, the twin flames that ignite ordinary lives and turn them into extraordinary legacies. To understand them deeply is to unlock the very essence of personal transformation. The first principle, definiteness of purpose, is the starting point of all success. Without a clear aim, the human mind wanders endlessly, drifting like a ship without a rudder. Most people move through life reacting to circumstances rather than creating circumstances. They desire comfort, money, respect, or happiness, yet they seldom define what these mean to them in precise, measurable terms. Hill understood that the universe responds to clarity. To want success is too vague. To want a specific outcome with a clear picture in the mind is the real foundation of achievement. Imagine a young man who says he wants to be rich. Such a statement, without clarity, lacks power. But if he decides that within 5 years he will build a business that generates a steady income of a defined amount, and he commits himself to learning the skills, finding the mentors, and taking the steps necessary, his chances of success multiply 1,000-fold. Definiteness of purpose aligns thought, emotion, and action. It eliminates confusion, saves time, and builds momentum. Every great achievement in history began with one burning desire, one central aim that consumed the mind of its dreamer. Definiteness of purpose also brings courage. When a person knows exactly what they are striving for, fear diminishes. Uncertainty is the root of hesitation, and hesitation kills progress. A definite aim not only tells you where to go, but also strengthens you to endure the hardships along the way. Think of Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before perfecting the electric light bulb. Had his purpose been unclear, he would have abandoned the task at the first failure. Instead, his definite aim gave meaning to every setback. It transformed failure into feedback. The same is true in every walk of life, whether in business, art, relationships, or personal growth. Clarity of purpose fuels endurance. Yet definiteness of purpose alone is not enough. A man may know what he wants, but if he doubts his ability to achieve it, his mind will sabotage his progress. This is where the second principle, faith, enters as the great amplifier. Faith is not mere belief, nor is it blind hope. It is a state of mind that transforms invisible desire into visible reality. Napoleon Hill declared that faith is the eternal elixir that gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. To put it simply, faith is the bridge between the dream in your heart and its materialization in the world. When faith takes root in the mind, it alters the way we think, speak, and act. A person with faith carries a different energy, an unshakable conviction that influences not only their own subconscious, but also the people around them. Opportunities seem to appear, doors seem to open, and solutions seem to emerge when faith is present. This is not magic, but the natural law of attraction and focus. The human brain, when charged with faith, becomes alert, creative, and persistent. Doubt, on the other hand, creates hesitation, kills courage, and blurs vision. Faith is the antidote to doubt, and without it, even the clearest purpose becomes fragile. One of the most powerful ways to develop faith, as Hill explained, is through autosuggestion. The union of definiteness of purpose and faith is where miracles happen. Purpose without faith becomes brittle, clear but weak, collapsing under the weight of doubt. Faith without purpose becomes aimless, powerful energy but with no direction, like lightning that never strikes a target. But when a definite purpose joins with unwavering faith, a person becomes unstoppable. They walk with certainty, attract resources, inspire others, and overcome obstacles with resilience. Their mind becomes a magnet for ideas, opportunities, and allies. In the quiet of the night, when the world doubts them, their faith whispers, "It is possible." In the noise of the day, when distractions call, their definite purpose reminds them, "This is the path." Together, these principles form the compass and the fuel of destiny. The compass is purpose, pointing the way. The fuel is faith, carrying the traveler across mountains, storms, and deserts until the vision is realized. The lesson is timeless. Decide exactly what you want, and then believe, with every fiber of your being, that you can achieve it. Feed your mind daily with that vision. Guard your thoughts from doubt, and act persistently toward its fulfillment. For those who live with definiteness of purpose and faith, life itself becomes a canvas, and destiny becomes a masterpiece painted with intention, belief, and courage. Would you like me to continue and write 3 and 4 in the same deep flowing style for you next? There comes a moment in every person's journey when desire and belief must be carried deeper, beyond the surface of casual thinking, into the subconscious where true transformation takes place. Napoleon Hill revealed 2 timeless keys to this process: autosuggestion and specialized knowledge. While the first 2 principles, definiteness of purpose and faith, set the foundation, autosuggestion and specialized knowledge are the 2 spells that shape and refine the mind, turning dreams into plans and plans into reality. To ignore these is to leave success to chance. To master them is to bend life in the direction of your will. Autosuggestion, as Hill explained, is the art of influencing your subconscious mind through deliberate repetition of thought. Most people underestimate the power of self-talk. They allow random ideas, doubts, and fears to float in and out of their minds without discipline. But the subconscious is always listening, always recording, always shaping behavior. Whatever is repeated often enough, whether positive or negative, eventually becomes part of the belief system. This is why some people live in constant fear, failure, and self-doubt. They have been unknowingly practicing autosuggestion with the wrong words. They tell themselves, "I can't do this. I'm not smart enough. People like me never succeed." And these statements, repeated over time, become truth in their inner world. The secret lies in reversing this process. Autosuggestion gives us the ability to deliberately plant seeds in the subconscious, replacing weeds of fear with flowers of belief. Imagine waking up each morning and speaking aloud your definite purpose with conviction, not as a distant wish, but as a living reality. Imagine visualizing in detail the life you want to create, feeling the emotions of already having it, and repeating this image daily until it becomes engraved in your subconscious mind. Slowly, the subconscious accepts this new reality, and when it does, it alters behavior, strengthens confidence, and sharpens focus. This is how faith is maintained, and this is how persistence is fueled. Autosuggestion is not a game of mere words. It is the science of conditioning your mind to accept nothing less than your desired destiny. Consider great athletes. Before stepping onto the field, they visualize victory. They see themselves scoring, winning, celebrating. They tell themselves over and over, "I am fast, I am strong, I am unstoppable." These affirmations are not childish slogans. They are psychological tools that align the subconscious with performance. The body responds to the mind, and the mind responds to repetition. The same principle works in business, education, relationships, and personal growth. What we repeatedly say to ourselves becomes the compass of our actions. But autosuggestion alone cannot carry us across the finish line. We must also arm ourselves with specialized knowledge. Napoleon Hill made a critical distinction between general knowledge and specialized knowledge. General knowledge though valuable, does not by itself lead to wealth, power, or achievement. A person may know a little about many things, but without focus, that knowledge has little practical value. Specialized knowledge, however, is concentrated learning directed toward a specific purpose. It is the difference between someone who knows a lot about the world and someone who masters a skill that creates solutions and value for others. Think of a surgeon who has trained for years in one field of medicine. His expertise is specialized, and therefore he can command both respect and financial reward. Or think of a software engineer who knows how to build applications that solve real-world problems. Their knowledge is not general, it is precise, targeted, and useful. In today's world, information is everywhere. But those who succeed are not those who simply collect facts. They are those who apply knowledge in a specialized, purposeful way. Hill emphasized that one does not necessarily need to possess all specialized knowledge personally. The genius of leadership lies in organizing and directing the knowledge of others. This is the principle of the mastermind, but its foundation is still specialized knowledge. A successful entrepreneur may not be an expert in accounting, marketing, and technology, but he surrounds himself with people who are, and he coordinates their expertise toward his definite purpose. Specialized knowledge is not only about what you know, it is also about how you connect, organize, and use the knowledge available around you. Autosuggestion and specialized knowledge complement each other in powerful ways. Autosuggestion builds belief, fuels persistence, and maintains the vision. Specialized knowledge provides the tools, skills, and strategies to turn that vision into reality. One without the other is incomplete. A person may tell themselves daily, "I will be a great architect," but without acquiring the specialized knowledge of design, construction, and engineering, that affirmation will remain empty. Conversely, a person may have extensive specialized knowledge but lack the belief and mental conditioning to act boldly, and so their potential remains locked away. The true path to achievement is when the inner conditioning of autosuggestion meets the outer power of specialized knowledge. Reflect for a moment on the story of Henry Ford. He was criticized for being uneducated, mocked by journalists who claimed he lacked knowledge. But when challenged, Ford calmly replied that he did not need to know everything himself, for he could summon experts at the push of a button. He understood the principle that success does not come from storing general knowledge in one's mind, but from organizing and applying specialized knowledge through intelligent planning. His autosuggestion kept his vision alive, and his mastery of specialized knowledge through others allowed him to create one of the greatest industrial empires in history. The lesson for all of us is clear. Control the words and images you feed your subconscious, and never stop acquiring and applying specialized knowledge. Napoleon Hill's wisdom was not abstract theory. It was a practical philosophy grounded in the experiences of the most successful people of his time. And even today, in a world filled with distractions and surface-level knowledge, his message rings louder than ever. What you tell yourself shapes your reality. What you choose to learn and master defines your value. Together, autosuggestion and specialized knowledge are not just principles. They are lifelines, connecting thought with action, belief with skill, and dreams with destiny. Imagination is the workshop of the human mind. It is the place where all plans are shaped, all dreams are given birth, and all ideas first take form before they are brought into reality. Napoleon Hill described imagination as the very engine of success, the faculty that allows human beings to see what does not yet exist and to make it real. Every invention, every great business, every masterpiece of art, every revolution of thought, each was once nothing more than an idea in someone's imagination. When Hill wrote that, "Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve," he was pointing directly to this power of imagination. It is not fantasy, not idle daydreaming, but the conscious ability to create visions of a better future and then act upon them. There are two forms of imagination that Hill emphasized: synthetic, and creative. Synthetic imagination is the ability to combine existing ideas, facts, and concepts into new combinations. It does not create out of nothing, but rather rearranges what is already known into something useful and practical. A businessman might combine an existing product with a new marketing method, or an artist might mix familiar colors and patterns into a new design. This type of imagination is used most often in daily life, as it helps us innovate by reshaping the known. Creative imagination, however, is more rare. It is the channel through which new ideas come directly, often through inspiration or flashes of insight. Hill believed this higher form of imagination connects us to infinite intelligence, the universal source of ideas. When a writer suddenly envisions a story that seems to come from nowhere, or an inventor receives a sudden insight into how to solve a problem, that is creative imagination at work. Imagination is the beginning, but imagination alone will not bring success. An idea without structure is like a seed without soil. This is why Hill followed imagination with the principle of organized planning. Once an idea has been conceived, it must be shaped into a practical plan of action. Organized planning is the crystallization of desire into steps, tasks, and timelines. It is the discipline of moving from vision to strategy, from dream to blueprint. Without organized planning, imagination becomes wasted potential. With it, imagination becomes a force capable of transforming industries and changing lives. Think of the Wright brothers. Their imagination allowed them to conceive of human flight at a time when most of the world laughed at such an idea. But it was their organized planning, experimenting with designs, testing gliders, recording data, and refining their methods, that turned imagination into the first successful airplane. Imagination opened the door, planning walked through it. The same can be seen in every area of life. A person might imagine becoming financially free, but without a concrete plan, budgeting, investing, creating multiple income streams, the dream remains only a fantasy. Organized planning is also the cure for procrastination. Many people are filled with ideas, but they never act because they are overwhelmed by the size of their vision. They want the end result, but feel paralyzed by the question of how to begin. A written plan breaks the overwhelming into the manageable. It clarifies the next step, and then the step after that.